Hi, my name's Lucy Shepherd. I'm an explorer and I'm currently in Svalbard. Svalbard is a few hundred miles from the North Pole, and as you can see, it is an icy wilderness with not much wildlife apart from a few polar bears and Arctic foxes around. I'm going to take you through a couple of things that are very different here than you can ever imagine compared to back home. So come with me. Now, we can't just walk like you do on the street or back home. We'll sink into the snow. So instead, we're on skis. And these skis, they spread our weight onto the snow to stop us from sinking in. They make it really efficient, and they've got something underneath it which grips the snow, which means we can go uphill as well. And then behind us, pull our pokes. Everything we need, we've got. Okay, so because we're on expedition, we've got to carry everything with us. And all of that stuff has to go somewhere. And this is in the poke. A poke is a sled. So this orange bit underneath here, it's very, very basic. It's our sled where we put everything in it. Then we've got all the heavy items like our fuel for our stoves, our crevasse rescue kit underneath here to keep it from turning, from flipping upside down when we're going down hills. And then on top, we've got this very clever system, which is called our sleeping system, which is like our mats and our sleeping bags. So it's all ready to go. So as soon as we get to camp, we just pull that out once the tent is up, because tent's underneath here as well. We put it out and our sleeping bags are ready for us to go and warm up in. The other thing we take for granted when we're back at home is we just get on our shoes, we put on some socks and tie up our shoes, walk out the door. Here, there is a lot of different aspects, layers, should we call it, to our foot routine. So we've just been out with the day with this boy here, Bilbo the Husky. We've been skiing all day long and it has been cold, but our feet have got quite hot because they're doing all the work. And so they've been sweating. And so when we get back to camp, and here, and Bilbo's gonna love this, we have to get off our ski boot. That's the one layer. This has got to dry out nicely for the next day. But it doesn't end there. So first of all, we've got this sock. This is the outer sock. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this in my clothes because it's got to dry. And then, because my ski boots are a little bit too big for me, I put on another sock, and it also keeps my feet warm. And then you're probably wondering, what are you doing with a plastic bag on your foot? This is like a vapor barrier bag, and this traps all your sweat and your moisture. So every day we're like get lots of moisture in our feet. And of course that moisture, when you get out into the freezing temperatures, it gets really, really cold. And Bilbo thinks, what the hell is that smell? You want to stop your boots from getting wet. So you take this bag and that's got to dry out. And then this is the gross bit that Bilbo seems to, yeah, he's not embarrassed, he's off. And this is the most important bit. And I will cover most of my foot up because no one wants to see that. This is the liner sock, and these are the ones that stink, I'll be honest. And this needs to go into my clothes to dry out, and they smell. And then after that, you put on all of your night socks and your down booties, and then my tent booties, so I can walk around camp with dry, warm feet. So next time you put your shoes on and you put your socks on and you walk out the door, give us a little thought on our Arctic cold winter expeditions. Because we're carrying or hauling all of our stuff up here and we're far away from any shop or any sort of restaurant, we have to take all our food, but we can't take all of our fresh ingredients. And obviously we don't have microwaves, we don't have ovens, but what we do have is we have a stove and fuel, and we don't even have water, we have snow. So we melt the snow over a stove to make water, and then once it's boiling, we put it into one of these, which is dehydrated food. This dehydrated food is basically food with no moisture in. So when you add the melted snow, the hot water, it goes, which it's doing right now. And then you need a long spoon because otherwise you get your hands mucky. And look at that, it's even got peas. And it's warm, it's nutritious, it's got lots of energy in it, so we can make long days in the Arctic wilderness. And probably wouldn't want it too much if I was at home, but here it tastes pretty good. Now the other thing that's different here in the Arctic is how we spend our nights. Now, looking at me right now, what do you think it is, daytime or nighttime? Because you'd probably be thinking it was the middle of the day. You'd be wrong, because it is in fact right now the middle of the night. We are so far north that in the summer months it stays light the whole time, 24 hours a day, which actually makes it really, really helpful, because during the night, all of our team, we have to take it in shifts for polar bear watch, which basically means we need to make sure, looking around, make sure there's no polar bears sneaking up on any of us if we were all asleep in the tent. And having light nights makes it much, much easier. And who doesn't love a bit of sun? Glaciers all around the world are retreating, and here in Svalbard it's no different. I've been coming here for 14 years, and glaciers like this one are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. This glacier in particular is a tide water glacier, which means the end of the glacier is where the ocean meets. And right now, it doesn't look like it, but I'm standing on the ocean, on top of some sea ice. So I'm pretty sturdy, we're not going anywhere. But this glacier will carve off big pieces of icebergs, which then float off into the sea. And it's pretty spectacular, but it's these things in particular that when they carve off too fast, when they retreat and get smaller and smaller and smaller, that results in higher sea waters, and essentially it is the effects of climate change. There's a lot of differences between normal life back home and life on a winter expedition. What do you think? Would you enjoy it? Could you do it? What would you look forward to most when you get back home? Because for me, I'm looking forward to a shower, looking forward to some clean clothes and some fresh food.